All right, well, a sweet or salty snack usually pairs well with a cool drink. And speaking of drinks, we just talked drinks. Make sure you drink responsibly, okay? We've all tried to ditch a bad snacking habit by reaching for something that sounds healthier. Little do we know that sometimes those swaps are actually keeping the snacking cycle going. You guys, registered dietitian Hannah Eboagu says gateway snacking may be the issue, you guys. There's so much more than just gateway drugs. There's gateway snacking.
Exactly. It's crazy. Welcome to the new way of 2026.
It's just reality, okay? Things are hard to let go of.
Yes.
She joins me to explain that and how to make smart choices. Indeed, hello to you, Hannah.
Hi.
I'm so glad to have you.
I'm glad to be here as always.
Okay, so let's talk about it. Gateway snacking, it's a new term for
Correct.
many people. I just related to other things, but what exactly is it?
Honestly, people right now, the market is saying like protein ice cream, protein popcorn, protein water, all these different things. And in reality, they're ultra processed and they're actually not as good for you as what we could do if we just had some normal food that are higher in fiber, higher in protein naturally without having all these extra ultra processed things. Sometimes keto, organic, low, whatever, doesn't always mean better.
I was about to say, because I've done keto and yeah.
Aaron, we already talked about that.
Yeah.
I did not love when you did keto. We had to have an off-camera conversation, guys. We had to have an off-camera conversation. But it's truly that people are just use it as marketing because some things are naturally quote unquote keto, but people just throw it on there to act like it's just way better for you when in reality you're just eating the regular food that it was before. It's just a marketing scam.
So we actually haven't changed anything as far as what we're putting into our bodies. It's just the mental, it's like a placebo.
Correct. And I always tell people if you can't explain keto in your own words, we shouldn't be doing it. So let's get to just the natural step. So, Aaron, I know you well enough to know that I can't take all your salty and sweet treats away from you. And truly, snacking isn't bad for you. It's actually helpful for your metabolism in a lot of different ways, especially if you're a female, a child, training for something. Everybody's training for a marathon right now or a high rocks. What you name it. So snacking needs to be a part of your fueling protocol. So how do we do it and how do we do it well? Well, there's this big three. We're looking for fiber, we're looking for protein, and we're looking for less added sugar.
Okay.
So let's go to chocolate.
We can do that. I was about to say, come on down here. Let's get into it.
So chocolate. Typically, everybody's like, I have the biggest sweet tooth. I need my chocolate. Well, what I did here was just did a version of chocolate-covered strawberries. And so I know you like them. So it's just Greek yogurt with cocoa powder or even some cocoa pudding. And so it's just nice because a lot of people are dippers. And so when you're talking about snacking, people, once they start thinking about dipping, they're like, I can't have a ton. And it's hard to be like, I'm always about more is better. And so if you're like, oh, I can only have 3 of those and it's actually good, then it's like, why even do it? But that tastes like a chocolate covered strawberry. You're getting protein in, you're getting your fiber in because you have fruit, but you can continue to eat it because it also hits your dairy requirements for the day, which a lot of Americans are lacking in.
Yeah, we do not hit. Look, the milk I avoid at all costs. Can I just say, that genuinely tastes like a chocolate covered strawberry. You just mixed cocoa powder in, right?
With plain Greek yogurt.
And it's just that healthy.
And it's cheap, and you don't have to, like, cocoa powder stays well in your pantry for long periods of time.
You know what? I'm not joking, you guys. That really is tasty because I'm not even a yogurt person, to be very honest. All right, let's move on to my absolute weakness.
Same girl. Salty.
And everybody else's weakness, chips.
I love a chip. Here's the thing with chip. It always says on the back of the label, like, oh, 7 chips. Okay, no one is eating 7 chips.
That's just not possible.
Call a spade a spade. No one's doing that. But you can have 7, or actually 3 full cups of popcorn for the equivalent of 7 chips.
Gosh.
Calorie-wise, but popcorn has fiber. Americans are really, really deficient in fiber requirements, which helps with our gut health. We're always talking about gut health. The other thing that I have here is roasted chickpeas. This is super easy because it's a canned food. You just throw it on a pan, and you can season the way that you want. So
I've actually never had these.
If you're a chip person that's like, I really love salt and vinegar, you can make salt and vinegar. If you're like, I love a Cajun style, great. If you love a ranch style, great. You can season them exactly how you want to, and they're crunchy. You can eat them in high quantities. It's cheap. Easy to make, throw it in the oven for about 10 minutes. The other way that I love to do it is just a sweet potato. You slice a sweet potato, throw it in the air fryer, season with whatever you want. That's your new chip.
Can I just say Hannah is giving you all the tips right now, literally a full menu, and so you better be writing this down. Let's get the cookies over here because these look delicious.
So everybody loves a cookie. Again, I know my people with sweet tooths want, and who is just eating one cookie out of the cookie jar? Nobody.
No.
So what we did here was we did a version of oat protein balls. Super easy. What I love about them is you can do them in different varieties. So this is a chocolate chip cookie, chocolate chip just as well as the chocolate chip cookie. So all it has is oats, peanut butter, a little bit of honey or agave, whatever you like to use as your binder, and then you can put M&Ms as your chocolate. You can put chocolate chips as your chocolate, whatever suits you best.
I love it. So we're still getting the chocolate chips, you guys, okay?
Correct.
She's not taking away
Correct.
everything.
You don't have to.
Let's come over here because
Oh my
I see
gosh,
ice
yes.
cream galore, and I think we all love a sweet.
As Texans, we love our Bluebell.
Yeah.
I know. And we even just saw our segment before this had Bluebell ice cream too. So I get it. Everybody loves ice cream. It's hot as heck. But what you can do is go to a Yasso or something that has a Greek yogurt background. You can make that as your own. Also, what's really big is protein ice cream right now. This is the one where it's a little bit easier because dairy is a natural protein, like rich food. And so you can do, all you need is some milk, some frozen bananas, or even other frozen fruit. You can make your own sorbet, and you can top it with your cookie dough or things of that nature.
These are all really easy ways to actually get the healthy eating going.
Correct, without doing all these keto, organic, different brand things that don't necessarily
without all the labels. That's exactly what I was about to say. Okay, so tell me, because obviously when we go to the store, it can be very confusing. Hopefully you guys were able to write some of this down, but if they want to know more, where can they go to find you, girl?
On Instagram at Free Agent Nutrition or at equippedwellness.com.
Snacking does not have to be bad, you guys. Matter of fact, I'm going to have me another chickpea indeed. Thanks so much for being here.
Of course.